channel. So today we're going to do my pan that palette and my pan that palette in order update. I'm excited about this one. I do have a few pans to share, one of which is not a spoiler. I did not spoil this in my other videos. The rest of them I kind of did or alluded to the fact that I have hit pan in shades. But yeah, I think it's been a decent month overall in terms of working on these palettes. I'm still feeling like I haven't used my pan that palette as much, but I have to bear in mind that it is pretty big. So my pan that palette obviously for the year is the Flower Moon, and it is a big palette. Like there are a lot of shades in here, and I keep thinking, you know, I'm not using all the shades, but I have to give myself a little bit of grace. There's a lot of shades in here, and I can't possibly go into every single shade every single month. But yeah, I will put up on the screen what this palette looked like at the end of like my last update, obviously. So I had two pans, one of which I hit pan in this project, one of which I'd already hit pan, which was the Refresh shade. Otherwise, I had various shades that I wanted to hit pan on, and I do think I'm probably going to hit pan on all of the shimmers and probably none of the mattes because they don't seem to be changing at all. But anyway, this is what the palette is looking like now. So obviously I have been saying and alluding and showing that I've hit pan in one of these new pans, but I actually have two new pans to share with you, which is really exciting. So I was able to hit pan in one of the shades yesterday. So I'm very, very pleased that I have a little bit more of an update to share with you. So let's get into my uses so far for the month. I went into Bloom just once. This one next is called Pink Moon, and it is my third pan in this palette. So this one I went into 4 additional times this month, and you can see I have a cheeky little pan there. So super, super excited about that. I feel like this shade is absolutely stunning. So I couldn't help myself. I feel like it went really, really well green, and I was wearing it with green, and it has a little flip of pink or like peachy pink. So I don't know, I fully enjoyed it. Next up, Freesia, I went into once. I went into Flower Moon twice. I actually have this on my eyes today. It is the pop of pink right on the middle of the lid there. Really, really pretty shade. It is a duochrome. The way that I've put it on my eyes today, I just wanted to use like the pink part. But there obviously is quite a lot of like purpley, and then it has like flips of green or like yellowy green. I don't really know. I'm not good with describing shades. So I went into that twice. It's really pretty. And then we have Persephone. I did not go into this month. And then Dahlia is the second pan that I've hit in this palette in this project. So obviously Sapling was the first, then I hit pan in this one weeks and weeks and weeks ago. That's why I keep spoiling it in videos, because I couldn't remember if I had hit pan last update or this update. So I checked my notes because I figured it was a new pan. It is a new pan for you guys. I only went into it one additional time this month and I was able to hit pan. So it really didn't take very long. I had a really nice dip in it by the end of last update. So now I've hit 3 pans so far for the Pan That Palette project, but I have 4 pans in the palette, which is pretty cool. Then we move on to April Showers. I did not go into that this month. I did, however, go into Refresh, which is the other pan that I had already in this palette. I went into this shade once. I did not go into Primrose. And then I went into Bliss just once. I went into Forsythia once, and then I think this is going to be my next pan because you can see I'm getting close there. This one I only went into twice, but you can see I have a really, really nice dip. It's one of these really, really creamy shades. It is the green that is in the inner part of my lid there. Really, really, really pretty. And yeah, honestly, some of these shades are just a joy to use. So I have not been complaining so far. But yeah, only went into it twice this month. Obviously I had used on it before, but this one will absolutely be my next pan. Did not go into Sapling, did not go into Sprout. And then the mattes, I did go into Lush once. I didn't go into Rejuvenate. Then we have Peony. I went into that 3 times. You're just never going to be able to notice because it's just not noticeable, because these mattes, a little goes a long way, and there's not a lot of kick up, so I'm not really losing too much either. So I don't know. I'd be very surprised if I hit pan any of these mattes. Then we have Mayflowers. I did not go into that one. I did go into Meadows once. Then we have Budding. I didn't go into that one. And then I did go into Renew once as well. I've actually been using quite a lot of mattes from other palettes while I use the shimmers in this palette, just because I do feel like these mattes are a little bit limiting. There's not really quite like a neutral shade in here either. The only brown obviously is the really dark one. And obviously there's green, but I have another green that I'm working on my pan those eyeshadows. I'm desperately trying to hit pan on so that I can focus on these a little bit more. So the greens I feel like work really well with these. I mean, also I feel like all the shades work really well, but if I don't want, you know, chartreuse in my eyes and I want just something a little bit more neutral and common based, you know, and not super colorful, because obviously the shimmers are super colorful, then I have been going into other palettes in other projects. But yeah, that is my update for my palette so far. So that's 3 months worth of use. Do I feel happy? I mean, I do have 3 pans so far. A 4th one is on the way. And then I'll have 5 pans in total, so hopefully very, very soon. So yeah, I think Awakening will be my next pan. But then after that, I'm not quite sure. I mean, Freesia, I do have quite a nice little dip in it. I'm also really enjoying Flower Moon. So I don't really know. I think these greens over here are going to be trickier because they're very, very impactful, very powerful. And they're not those creamy topper shades that most of these other ones that I'm going into are. So I think those would be a little bit harder. I think Sprout will be a bit harder for me to hit pan on. And Bloom possibly too. So they're not all going to be super like easy and fast for me to hit pan on, but as long as I'm still enjoying this, then, you know, I'll just keep going. And obviously I can still use the shades that I've hit pan on, right? Because it's a pan that palette. So I'll just keep using what I want to use. I just realized like this pan over here is humongous. It's huge, that one. But yeah, it was really hard to actually see the pans. I think I hit pan in this sooner than I expected. Like, not sooner than I expected, but I think I hit pan on it and I didn't realize it because I just saw the underneath just looked like the shade itself, which happens. But yeah, that is the update for the Flower Moon palette. So my palette in order is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. So this project is basically the same thing. You want to hit pan in everything or like use the palette, but you want to obviously have a specific order as to which shade to use next. So I've done various versions of my own versions of what the order is. With this palette though, I've stuck to like a normal standard order. I've started in the corner and I'm just gonna go across. So I'll just put up on the screen what this palette looked like last month. I've been working on the shade Cosmic, which is that pretty, very, very light shimmer pink in the corner. And yeah, there's not really much else to say because I haven't really gone into anything else. This is what the palette is looking like right now. And you can see that shade does look a little bit different. I do have a little pan. So I was just like determined to hit pan in the shade. So I did use a very pointed brush and I put this in my inner corner until I hit pan. So that's why it looks the way it does. It's not the prettiest pan, but it is what it is. Oh, I need to tell you how many times. I think I went into it 4 times. Let me just find my piece of paper. Last update, I had gone into it 5 times. This update, I've gone into it 3 times and I was able to hit pan. So that one is done. And then as soon as I hit pan, I started working on the shade, which is called Utopia. And I've gone into that shade 3 times as well. So that is the next shade that I'm working on. Now, the only thing that I'm worried about is this shade does sort of clash with one of my Pan Those eyeshadow shades that I've just rolled in, which is in one of my Cosmic Beauty palettes. And one is going to have to sort of take a back seat because this one obviously specifically is the pan that I want to hit. I didn't really want to work on a mauve and I just wanted to use this one because I feel like it's spring-like. I think the same reason why I picked the one for my Pan Those eyeshadows. So I might have to probably neglect it for my Pan Those eyeshadows or try to figure out how to use them both because I want to hit pan in both of them, but I don't know how to use both of them because they're pretty much the same shade. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but anyway, I used it 3 times so far since I hit pan in that one, and that is the shade that I will be working on for the next few months probably. I don't know how long it's going to take. I mean, I have obviously hit pan and Huda Beauty mattes before. Some of them do take longer than others. There is a little bit of a dip though. So I do have some sort of promising, I don't know, it seems a little promising for me to hit pan on this, but I also know Cosmic Beauty, their shades are pretty thin, so they're also easier to hit pan on. So maybe I'll hit pan on that and then work on this one. I don't really quite know. I think I'm just gonna play it by ear and see. That I think it'll end up as a disaster and I won't hit pan on either one of them. But fingers crossed, we will try and not have that happen. So yeah, that is my update for my pan palette and my pan palette in order. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!